split screen. But it just shows you how slow it is. Look. He's sat here waiting to get to 60 miles an hour. Hey up YouTube.
Crikey!
Hey up and good morning YouTube. Well, I'm back on the road today. I'm just coming out of Alice Springs, heading north up to Darwin. So I should have left 2 days ago, but I've been mending a Toyota. Not that Toyotas ever go wrong or anything, but his wheel bearing collapsed and snapped his half shaft. So I made a mess. So I've mended that. Well, a joint effort. We both mended that. He's okay. He knew what he was doing to a point, but it helps somebody knows what they're doing. So anyway, so I've mended that. He paid me camping for a couple of days, which is good. But yeah, so that's up and mended. Ideally, really, we should have put a new axle on it because the stub axle was a bit chewed up. But we managed to get a die grinder from a company, so we borrowed a die grinder and a thing to get it enough so it could get the half shaft out and then grind it a bit more and everything. So that was all pretty good. So that's all sorted, and it's up and running. Changed the bearings, greased all the bearings up on that side, and he thought he'd check the other side. He did that himself. He checked the other side, and that needed doing as well. So replaced the bearings on that. Well, he did that himself, but I was there if he needed it. So jobs are good, all sorted, and he's as happy as Larry. I'm as happy as Larry because I felt a couple, which is good. I'm very appreciative. And they're from Perth. Originally they're from South Korea, but they live in Perth. So when I go to Perth, I'll go and see him and then say a hello again, which is only be right. You know, they'll sell a bit of hospitality and they said they'll put me up, which is pretty cool. And I've just found a metal splinter in my thumb. But yeah, right. Let's head up the road and we will see you later. Catch you later. Bye bye. Oh, there's a big man up there, look. We're pulling into a roadhouse because I fancy a nice one, because it's bloody hot. Well, as I was coming in, I saw a big guy up in the top of the thing there, but there's also a woman, a child and a lizard thing. That's pretty cool. And she's a real woman because she doesn't have a cock. You know, because you can actually. But yeah. That's a girl as well. Yeah, they breed them big round here, don't they? You know what, that fucking thing. That'll scare the crap out of you if you find one that big. Like dinosaur territory is that thing, isn't it? Let me just. Yeah. Pretty cool. I'm gonna I think there's a board over there with something on. So, December 05, in memory of Norman Milligan. You also see up there, the guy is up there as well. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. That's quite
though, I must admit. Oh, this is pretty cool. It's Barrow Creek Hotel.
Because we didn't have a lot of medication.
She was born up there actually.
This is pretty cool.
If I didn't have a lot of medication, give me the day I said, just give me my pocket.
Do you like this? Yeah. This is pretty cool. It looks like Lesigans.
No rush, yeah.
Yeah, I do like this. Oop. Not me finding Volker.
So this is the last stop.
Yeah, I'm not going to read all these, but the hats. There's a bit of a hotel as well. And they've got all the currencies scattered about from different countries.
Time's getting tough, we can always catch the notes in. You've got straight to Jericho because it's not legal. Well, I was learning about the bank of the yeah, right, that's what they're planned up. Yeah.
So that were really cool. The guy who's running it from South Africa. Yeah, really cool. So that's Barrow Roadhouse pub, whatever it is. That's really cool. So yeah, you can see inside. Right, I'm going to go back on the road now. So we will see you in a bit. Oh, so this is the old telegraph station, Barrow Creek Telegraph Station. It's a nice spot. Anyhow, pretty cool. Anyway. Yo, and good morning, YouTube. Welcome to Kalu, the Devil's Marbles. Is what they called it. Kalu butchered that, but yeah, it's a sacred meeting place. Pretty cool. Just gonna bit of have a look at some how they're formed. I'm surprised in how they balance on top of each other, that's for sure. Cool. So I was camped here last night, so it's just like a campsite. I've got toilets, that's something, but this is the Devil's Marbles, as they call it. It's quite big, so we'll go up, have a look. Yeah, going on a walk, but not too far of a walk. We'll go up and have a nosy anyway and see some of the views. Pretty cool though. It is funny how they've gone like that, must have been. Just got to watch out for snakes. You can see why they call it Devil's Marbles. There's even something growing on top. That's pretty cool. That would have got good if I came up last night. Could have got a time lapse because the sun. Could have set the camera up just here and got the time lapse of the sun setting down below that. That would have been good. Yeah, pretty nice. Looks like something else been on top of that. How it's all fractured and then worn away underneath. This one was bounced on top of that, but obviously it's fallen off. There's got to be some rock out here somewhere, I would have thought. I'm obsessed by rock art, I just find it interesting. So this was bounced up there looking at that. So it's strange they're all in this area. I could have stopped over there last night actually, couldn't I? That's right, it's side of the road though. Anyhow, it doesn't matter. Yeah, pretty nice. You can feel the, I'm not going to say the hippie thing, the energy. But there's some feeling about it, feels different. That sounds weird. It really does sound weird. I actually soaked my t-shirt so the wind would cool me off because it's 9 o'clock. It's red already. I think it was 35 yesterday. The most north I get, closer to Darwin, the hotter it's going to get. Shit. Anyhow, yeah, it's pretty. Because unlike most people, I don't have air conditioning. I've got an oscillating fan that the bearing's going, and a squeezy bottle full of spray, water spray. Anyhow, right, I'll hit the road. See you later. So this is the Devil's Marbles. Let's get off. Into it. Yeah, just driving around. Look at the size of this thing. Look at it. There's a bright crack in it. Little crack, yeah. Massive. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if it's for steel or whatever. But yeah. No idea what it is at all. But I just thought I'd stop anyway because I needed to fill my water bottle up. So it's kind of as it is. But that is pretty big. Yeah, pretty big indeed. Fill my water bottle up. Look at this. Nothing. I said I took in front of me. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. I made it up to Darwin, so it's hotter up there anyway. It's like somebody's turned the oven on, left the door open. Well, you and good morning, YouTube. Stayed at the side of a lake last night. It's okay actually. It tried to rain, which is a bit concerning because I'm in the Northern Territories. And when it rains up here, it bloody rains, and you can get stranded for months. So I'm just going up this. I'm just going up this little dirt abandoned 4x4 up here that I passed coming, so I might say that in a minute. So this one's been here. 3.5 litre V6. It's got a lot of good parts on it. A Holden Jackaroo. Yeah. There's some nice deadly spiders in there. So that looks like that front shocker's broke. But obviously it's ran into summer and then it's been dumped. They've just left it here and dumped it. Oh well, just what it is. No plates on it, mind. Well, anyway. Well, this is Daly Waters. Now you've got a kids' playground with a helicopter to play in. Don't you just love it? Don't you just love it? A real helicopter to play in for kids and a real boat. Bloody hell, Adam gets everywhere, doesn't he? Look, he just gets everywhere. Problem is, I think he's had a bit too much to drink. Well, it's half a combi. I don't know where the rest of it is. Don't look too bad, to be fair. Some spare parts right up there, look. That's all there, fast engine there, look. I just love this stuff. Tim's Junkyard in for £6. They pay you £6. Well, you know, I'm a dumb shit. I've just been waffling on for fucking 10 minutes. I don't even press frigging record. Dick. But anyway, I'll start again. So I just like that sign. And then it looks like somebody's waiting for a hospital appointment in the UK. But yeah. So we have a really big crocodile. That's massive. With his last meal. Yeah, I just take the piss. I think that is for this remote control plane up here. That's pretty cool. Fire engine. It's an old World War II hat that's been made out to a lamp. Yeah, and a gun. Never noticed that. 303. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a nice old thing. 4-wheel drive truck, no World War One. You see, I think possibly that could be something similar to the recent video that I did of the Fraser Island, because that's similar to that other later one, World War II or maybe. And uniforms, that's nice. So it's just like an historic pub, but and a crook. And an old wooden caravan. And that's a nice bike. But you look at all barbed wires, all the samples of barbed wires, and most barbed wire that you see is all the same. It looks all the same anyway. It really does. It is cool. Really, really cool. Any valleys? Yeah, let's take some pictures. So this is quite a rare VW, a split screen. But it just shows you how slow it is. Look. You sat here waiting to get to 60 miles an hour. That's pretty cool. The old barrel. Yeah, it's a lot bigger than what I thought it would be, this. For a measly $6. Well, $5.50 because that's all I had. That's a beast. So it's just all sorts. Just all sorts. Proper police car. All Australian autos. Old Holdens. Oh, taxi. Yeah. No, so that truck is like a caravan, look. Built in the mid-40s. Stretched in it. Be a bit hot rod. Pigs up there, look. Policeman. Same thing. Yeah. You've got a hat to prove it. I think the shark say something there, don't you? The RAC. Yeah. It's super cool. Hell of a collection. Hell of a collection. And it's a bit cooler in here than it is out there, so that's something. I have to go to the pub though for a cold beverage. Only a cold beverage for, you know, pop. Honestly, a pop. There's no police about, so you know I will be honest and have just had pop. Oh, it's 1964, that purple one. So it's a 1964 HE Holden. But I just love Australia because they're just, I give a toss. You know, everything. So that's the side and a half, is that? Like a chicken. Yeah, Tundra light. That'd be mean homemade. But I just love the way that they're just so laid back. Just so laid back. It's pretty cool. Definitely pretty cool. And I have travelled a lot of places, and even South America is chilled out, but Australia is just, it's on another level of chilled out. Well, it's like nobody gives a toss. Very cool. Right, let's go to the pub. Yeah, funny thing, I didn't notice there was a, turn around then, helicopter on the roof. Yeah, that's a big rotary engine. Aye, so it's the engine that goes in there, look. Old bus. That's so cool. Yeah. International. I get everywhere. And then another old helicopter. You see, they just use them for all sorts of stuff. Just in case the flight's a bit bumper. But they use them for mustering the cows. Amazing tractor. But planes, small planes. They, yep. I just use them for all sorts. Probably not intended for flying, obviously, but yeah. The Crash Robinsons. So that's remains of a Toyota. So this is what they use when they're going round. Probably still works. So you just bollock around and push the cows about. Such is life. Yeah. Yeah, we know who that is. And then there's Kevin. Kevin the saltwater crocodile, as you can see, just floating around there, look. So he's 7 years old. Diet buffalo meat, chicken and naughty children. Yeah. Oh, that says it all. Yeah, different. Good idea though. So this is the Daly Waters pub. And there's some big women and big bras lying about all over the place. And lots of photos and hats, money. There's just stuff. Pretty cool, nothing changes. But why would you want stuff to change? You see. An English bound note. Yeah. Caps. So just visitors leaving cards and stuff. Yeah. There's some big women up there. And then of course the Fat Lad and World Tour sticker.